Hello guys, welcome back to Adventure Digest. Today's video will have full of surprises. To begin the video, I will make a full formal introduction of myself to all of you guys. Then I will announce a near future plan for this channel. And finally, I will have the very first interview on this channel with a special guest. So let's buckle up and let's find out. I would like to start by saying welcome to everyone, whether you just stopped by on my channel for the first time or you have been watching all of my previous videos. My name is Peter, tên mình là Bảo Phước. I was born and raised in Vietnam. I came to the US to study in 2012. I am now living and working in the state of Michigan. On this channel, Adventure Digest, I want to bring you guys along on all of my adventures while sharing personal tips and information on how to get the best experiences everywhere I go. The digest part of the name is there because I am very keen on eating good food, good cuisines. I also want to make review videos of my favorite places to eat. People on YouTube, whether YouTubers or viewers alike, have offered me so much knowledge throughout the years. And now I want to also share my insights and my point of views on chosen topics, as well as learning more from you guys and connecting with the online community. As promised, I am so thrilled to make this announcement. My self-editor, please add some drum rolls or some cool editing here. After 6 years of staying in the US, I am coming back to Vietnam to visit my parents and family. On this trip, for the first time, I am also taking a cross-country tour to visit some of the best destinations in the country. I am so excited to bring you guys along on this new series of adventures, and I can't wait to show you how beautiful my homeland is. Besides my parents, joining me on this trip will be another very special guest. Making this video has always been a collaborative effort, and this person is the one who has been helping me a lot with behind the scene works. This will be his first time visiting Vietnam. So in this next segment of this video, I would like to introduce everyone to this person, and we will have a chat on what he actually thinks about Vietnam and his expectation of this upcoming tour. Please everyone, please put it together for David. I would like everyone to meet David. He is the one that helps me a lot with all of the behind the scene work, such as being the official hand model for the channel, and also giving me a lot of advices on how on my delivery and my messages. Also, if you, in addition to all of this, if you see this festive background in the back and throughout this video, this is David product. Thank you so much for doing all of this and help and supporting me with my video, and thank you so much for appearing on the show. In today's video, I'm just gonna ask you some questions to learn more about what you know about Vietnam and what are you excited about going on this trip with me and my family. Before everything, would you like to make like a short introduction to the viewers of the channels?
Well, sure. You know, like Peter said, my name's David. I'm excited actually about his venture into these videos on YouTube and exposing what he enjoys and how he delivers given information to everybody. Today's video that he's doing, he's asked me to join him and answer some questions about the topic of today, and it's kind of exciting. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. That's about it. I'm ready.
Yep, I was just trying to keep all the questions very short and interesting.
Sure.
And yep, so let's jump into our first question.
Absolutely.
So growing up in the 1960s and 70s, that is right after the peak of Vietnam War, what did you learn about Vietnam from the media and from the people around you?
Well, you know, like you said, the 60s and 70s. So I'm a child of the 60s, and growing up, you know, through a child's eye, it was kind of a difficult time because we watched the news all the time, and there wasn't many channels back then. You got to realize so we watched the news all the time, and my family was a regular, great working class family, and but no one ever. It's like no one ever talked about why we're in the war with Vietnam. It was kind of just as a child, I remember we didn't know why we were there, and my parents never. It was odd, and so my views were seeing it through the news, seeing it on the covers of Time magazine, seeing stuff like that. But and I remember, when the soldiers would come back from Vietnam, our American soldiers. As a child, I didn't understand why they were getting such. I mean, they were getting booed at. The things were thrown at them. They were called horrible names, and I didn't know much, but I knew that we always respected our servicemen, and like all countries, the soldiers of those countries go to fight for the country, whether they always agree with the reasoning or not, and so that's when and our family we had an uncle that went into the Army during the Vietnam era, and so we had so I knew a little bit about that, but I had no idea about the country or the people, but they didn't seem like our enemy, is what I remembered. So I just remember being confused about the war.
The time of the Vietnam War was very confusing. I think not only for the people in my country, but also, like David said, the people in America, and especially also for the soldiers who went there with their own volition, and coming back to the reality of the new American society after the war. So the war has changed so much. We has gone to like this revolution of new connection with the expansion of internet, and nowadays there are so many resources online, even on YouTube. So many people have gone to Vietnam for traveling purposes and doing so many documentary on their journeys. So what do you think of Vietnam nowadays from what you are seeing?
Well, Vietnam's been on my list to travel for a number of years. I've been fortunate. I've traveled to a lot of countries, and I've always been excited about Vietnam being on that list. So as you're talking about, is upcoming travels and that, and see, my experience with meeting Vietnam people, meeting you, meeting your mother, meeting your family that I've met, everybody is just so polite and so hospitable that, and it's interesting when I watch different YouTube channels. It's so many times the topic is somebody. In fact, I was just watching one of your hometown, Haiphong, where the one person who's traveled around and done YouTube videos all over, he was saying that Haiphong was the nicest people in Vietnam.
Yep. So shout out to Alice WR, if I remember your name correctly, but yeah.
Was that the video? Yeah. So, but no, so as a child growing up, I'll try to make it as quick as I can, but, of course, I just thought of Vietnam as this beautiful countryside, the hills, rice fields, huts, that's, very undeveloped, but exotic. And which I think is wonderful too. But what I've learned and the research and the pictures and I'm finding out, like Haiphong is a country, a city so much you don't know. It's a city of 2 million people. I mean, that's got to be just short of Chicago, But so in the development and the malls and the resorts and the amusement areas and everything that they've done, it's so incredible. It's over the top. We have a couple things here, but I mean, Vietnam just has, it's like Dubai, some of the places. It's so opulent, some of those. So it's going to be such a fantastic thing to see the old and the new mixed together. And because Vietnam seems to be figuring it out. And when I think of how short of a period of history that Vietnam has made all these incredible changes and growth, I mean, it's amazing. We had our own civil war in this country, and that's been some time ago. So I couldn't imagine that quick of a change in such a short span of 50 years.
Yes, so just talking about all like the incredible changes in Vietnam, like even myself, I am absolutely so amazed at, I am just absolutely so amazed at like the quick and the rapid transformation of Vietnam in terms of tourism, in terms of constructions and infrastructures. These last 6 years that I have not been back, and yes, Vietnam I certainly is doing something right in for their tourism. There are so many attraction to other countries, and a lot of these attractions are actually even holding the world record, such as like a place that we are going to. It is now holding like the longest cable car in the world, I believe.
Is that by?
I think that's the Bana Hills. The
Yeah.
Bana Hills cable car, and that's another one that unfortunately, like this time, we're not able to cover in on our tour, but it has like the longest cable car, longest overseas cable car or over the ocean.
Right, going to that one amusement park. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so like even I myself is just very surprised at like the rate of growth of Vietnam. I'm very excited to witness all of that. Just talking to my mom very often, and she kept mentioning to me like how unrecognizable
Yeah.
my hometown will be when I come back. With just like a short span of time, the last 6 years, they put in like few more bridges throughout the city to connect like the main or what you would call like the downtown area to all of these ones a little bit more further,
Okay.
ones further in distance. So everything is now very well connected, and with those new with those new bridges, we are able to just get to almost every corner of the city. So although like I grew up in Haiphong, I'm just very familiar with like a very specific center area. But now I'm so excited to go back and to be able to branch out more
Right.
of Haiphong and see what else is outside of my childhood nest.
Right.
So that is something that I am just looking forward to. Just talking about like this trip, we already have our itinerary planned out, and we are visiting like I would say like some of the best destinations of the country.
Oh, absolutely.
We obviously gonna stop first at my beloved hometown, Haiphong,
Right.
and then we're gonna travel to the remarkable and historical capital, Hanoi, a very famous place. And then following that, we're gonna head to the mountainous resort of Sapa. Following that, we're gonna fly to what is now voted as the most livable city in Vietnam, Da Nang.
Okay.
Right around there, we'll take a quick stop at Hội An, which is like this exquisite, quaint town that is so well preserved and absolutely very picturesque. And when we're done with Hội An, we're gonna go to the metropolitan of Ho Chi Minh City. That place at this point is kind of like the New York City of Vietnam. And just right before we're heading back to America, we're gonna stop by the mythical and UNESCO recognized one of the seven wonders of the world. I think it still hold the title. Please correct me if I.
If not, it should, because I'm so
if I'm
excited.
wrong. Yes, but it's Hạ Long Bay, and I'm just thrilled to be able to finally go to and visit Hạ Long Bay. The reason being, I live in Haiphong, and that is only an hour away from Hạ Long Bay. But
That's all. Wow.
yeah,
I didn't
but, like,
realize that close.
throughout my whole life, and so many times going back before, I have never been to Hạ Long Bay. Have only read about it through papers and watching it through another person's eyes. So very excited to do that. So with that long list of cities and destinations we are going to, what are you most excited about?
Well, I'm so excited about so much of it, but you've mentioned a couple of the places that have been on the top of my list since we first even mentioned going, and Halong Bay was way up there, and because it doesn't look real. I mean, it looks CGI out of a movie, and it's just please look it up because you'll understand my amazement just when I look at it on a video. So to know that we're going to be taking a cruise along in there and then actually getting off and I believe maybe exploring a cave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then one of the things if this will be great because Peter will be doing YouTube videos. But the food on these cruises that is incredible. The buffets that they offer. But the beauty of Halong Bay, getting there, is going to be just. I know one of the things that I like when I travel, and that I can put the Grand Canyon in this, and different areas I've been, is when you get there, and all of a sudden you're just in such awe, because the beauty of this, it's incredible, and for some reason it makes you feel so small and so insignificant because this is just bigger than you are, and that's a really actually quite an incredible feeling. And it sounds funny, but it puts you at a peace, and I guess not to sound too corny, but it's very spiritual to me. So I just can't wait to just take it all in. I mean, absolutely, photography is a big hobby of mine, so I'll be there with my camera and I'll be sharing as many pictures as I can to my friends. But so that's a huge highlight. One of the next highlights is, I believe it's a bridge, and I think it's called like Hands of God or something like that, and it's this big bridge that is that in
So that will be in
Banana Hills, which is outside of Da Nang. Yeah. So I've seen them do it. I've been doing my research. But this bridge, please, if you don't see it before Peter's videos, look it up. You'll see why I just can't wait. There again, it's a man-made creation inside a beautiful wilderness area. What a great combination that's been done. And and then you mentioned Sapa, I believe, with the longest, the cable cars and everything. And Sapa is in the north, so it'll be a little colder. We're ready. We'll be taking our winter coats. But as we go up, and there's like a few different ways. You got a cable car, then you got another thing, and then you've got the long thing. And then you walk a little more once. But once you're up there, my understanding, that's like the highest point in that region of Asia, right? Something like that?
Yep, so for Sapa, we're gonna take like a cable car up to the peak of Fancy Pan. So that is what is known to Vietnamese as the rooftop of the Indochina.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and just talking a little bit more about the weather. So the weather of Vietnam in December, from what I have seen so far, or like all of the forecasts so far, is going to be very favorable. It's going to be in about like the 60, 70 for the north. In Sapa, I think it may drop to 50. And then for the south, it will get a bit warmer and more similar to late summer weather here in Michigan. And another point that you pointed out is like the spiritual experience of seeing something like Hạ Long Bay. I'm also bracing myself for the experience because Hạ Long Bay, what it is actually completely natural. There are islands. To describe everyone what Hạ Long Bay is like a cluster of limestone islands that rose up naturally through like the change of the geology of the earth. And I'm just preparing myself to be also at awe, like in awe when seeing that. And the two other places that we are going to is Banana Hills and Sapa. So those places back in the colonial days, those was sort of created by the French colonialists to become their own vacation destination. So right now, Vietnam, what the government of Vietnam is doing is they reclaiming those spaces and augment it with more and more attractions and beautify it so much more. So that's another thing that, as a Vietnamese person, I am very proud because we within ourselves, Vietnamese, are appreciating more and more of our own beauty and try to promote that to worldwide tourism. So it is very clear that both of us are very excited for this trip. So excited to go to all of these beautiful places and show everyone just how beautiful my homeland is. However, going on to any trips, there's always some thoughts and concerns, and could you share yours about this trip of Vietnam?
Oh, absolutely, and it's funny because some of my thoughts and concerns are on the same subjects. You know, like some of the things I'm excited about, but like food, I just can't wait. And the great thing about both of us is we've traveled and grown up, and in your own way and my way. In my travels, I love street food. So from Morocco to Thailand to Mexico, just love street food, and so and as you've explained to me and you've shown me how it's so cool, like these little people that, you know, with these little setups that the people have, that, and they specialize in just one item, maybe
just
two,
one dish.
but just one dish, and they do it so well. That's all they need to do. And so that's gonna be fantastic. So I'm really excited about that. And for the most part, I actually have always considered myself, you know, that I like most seafood, but I'm an American, so my seafood is fish and chips and shrimp, lobster. The seafood is so fresh and so abundant there, and they make it in so many different ways that some of it I'm like, well, I'm not sure if that's going to be my cup of tea, but you know, but I'm willing to try. So I'm excited about it, and I'm a little cautious about it, but none to say I know it's going to be fantastic. And then my other concern is, you mentioned we're going to like Ho Chi Minh City and some of the bigger places, and when I watch the videos and I see the traffic in the streets and the big streets and the buildings, and I'm like, how do these people cross? You know, how do they make it? And so we've literally watched some videos and the common denominator is everybody says, you just start walking and you don't stop. They say people know how to get around you and be careful, but as soon as you stop, then you ruin the flow. So it's just basically you get committed and you go. So I'm ready for that too, and I know there's going to be, you know, our getting around the towns. We've got a couple choices of transportation on different motorbikes, and whether we try to rent one of our own in some of the less busy areas, or we'll be riding on the back of other ones. And I think you mentioned that's called Grab or something there. Is that right? In Vietnam, is that? Yeah. So it's kind of like our Uber, but on a bike, you know, motorbike. So that's kind of my only, as far as any like, oh, you know, okay. But I'm just so excited about it that it doesn't matter. It's all going to be a fantastic experience.
Yes, so just talk about the food. Like David said, like the food in American, I think in terms of preparation is a little bit more straightforward. Does not include like too many processes or like too many accessories. But in Vietnam, like especially seafood, there's like probably like 1,000 ways
Right.
that you can prepare a dish of shrimps or a fish or something, and there's like probably 6 to 7 sauces that you can choose from when to eat along with it. Yes, so I think what we're gonna do with the more adventurous food is I'm gonna order it out and then give you like a small bowl, just
Yeah,
so
taste
that
of it.
just
Yeah.
so that you have like the sample to sample the taste of it before before commit to like a bigger
Right.
portion for you.
Smart.
That's probably what we will do. Traffic in Vietnam is another of my concerns. The main reason is I left Vietnam when I was fairly young. So I didn't know how to, or I still know how to ride a bike and how to balance on a e-scooter, on an electric scooter. I have never been on a gasoline motorcycle in the in the driver position.
Right.
So I'm a little bit nervous of trying to navigate around with that. Probably will try to borrow like a motorcycle from my family and practice it first
Smart. Yeah.
around like the safer area and try to go very slow. I did try to look into like different alternatives on how to move around the city. So far, we have basically got our transportation like a longer for longer routes planned out. So that is taken care of. But in terms of inside the city, we'll try to explore different options such as Grab, like David mentioned, and it is a very famous company in my country, very similar to Uber. They offer pretty much anything that Uber is offer right now, and I want to say that like these transportation applications or company in Asia were the first one who pioneered the whole food delivering,
Oh,
the whole
like
food.
Uber Eats and stuff. Yeah.
The whole
DoorDash,
food.
everything. Yeah.
So Grab will offer motorcycle and also will offer cars. And I also looked into like a few options for a reliable taxi company or a cab company, so that's just to make sure that we'll be able to get around. My other concern is about filming. I'm very excited to take everyone along with any of my experiences and try to give best coverage of my trip and with everyone along the trip. However, with like the explosion of TikTok, a lot of restaurants have gotten negative reaction from the online community, and some of them may not allow me to film at all. The Vietnamese in general are way more camera friendly, but there will be certain instances where I cannot film a certain things. And along with that, just a thought about how to balance out the trip. So also to experience everything by myself, like in person, but also trying to film it to make sure that everyone can watch it. So that's also another balance that I will have to work out for myself. Yeah, overall, I'm very excited for all of that, and I think those concerns are solvable. It's not like, oh, like the absolute, like these are the absolute obstacles that we cannot overcome. I think everything will be fine. It will take some time figuring out, and I think like those lessons of figuring things out and figuring those obstacles out will be also very valuable for you guys, like the viewers who are planning to go to Vietnam and want to know more on how to navigate the system on the day-to-day basis. Yes, so those are all the questions that I have. I guess it was I should point to the guest, David. Just thank you again for being up here and sharing your thoughts and sharing your opinions. Would you like to say any last word to close the video to the viewers?
Well, I mean, I can't wait. You know, it's neat making this video today because I'm looking forward to making the video when we get back. And then, of course, you know, Peter's YouTube videos will be up there showing everything, but then I'll be able to talk about, you know, my expectations. You know, I'm sure they're going to be met. I'm sure they're going to be exceeded, and how everything went. I don't know if you've mentioned, Peter, I'm trying to remember, I'm excited the fact that your parents actually will be coming along with us on some of these travels.
So my parents gonna be coming along with us to Hanoi and also to Sapa. And the reason why they are not sticking with the rest of the itinerary is because they recently pretty much did like another cross-country tour.
Yeah, they've been
with my
everywhere.
sister
Yeah.
being back last year and then by themselves too. So they are getting a little bit tired of moving around so much. And with their age, I'm also hoping that this will be like the time for them to just rest.
I'm thrilled to be going along. I'm just thrilled that we're going to have this experience.
I guess I have to say that I'm excited to bring you along because, in a way, I feel like a lot of other traveler or other traveling YouTuber, most of the time that they have like a very a single perspective on their traveling. So right now we are getting. It's very cool that because this is David's first time going back visiting Vietnam, and then it's my first time going back in 6 years, and there have been so much change in myself. I think that I have grown to appreciate the culture and the people of Vietnam more and more as I grow older, and also bracing myself to witness that unrecognizable transformation that Vietnam is going through. So both of us I think will have very fresh perspective, and
It'll be interesting to compare the perspectives.
yep. Just like to me knowing about like what have changed, and then you seeing things for the first time. I think that will be very, very refreshing to all of the viewers.
All I can say is I'm excited to be part of it, and I'm excited to be part of helping Peter bring you all along with us.
Yes. So in short, it's very clear. Both of us are very excited to going on this trip and to be able to go around and look at all of these beautiful attractions. I am extra thrilled to be able to visit my parents and take them along with us on some of the trip. For sure, we're gonna try a lot of good food and hopefully make a lot of delicious and appetizing videos for the viewers.
And the shopping, we'll be going to a lot of markets, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, yes.
You know, I like to bargain, so I'm not going to have it. I know a lot of people when they go to other countries, they don't realize the whole, give and take, and it's part of the negotiation. So, but I quite enjoy that, and so yeah, that's going to be a thrill in itself too.
So just as a reminder to everyone, making YouTube video is only a passion of mine, and I am not making any money from this. The best reward that I get from making this YouTube is actually the viewers' engagement. So please comment below what you think of the video. If you have any recommendation of places that we should check out in those cities that we have listed, or other places that you know about. More importantly, please share this video if you find it helpful, or to anyone that you think may find this helpful. For example, someone who is planning a trip to Vietnam, so that they have like a list of expectations of what to look forward to, or maybe they need help with the itinerary or other stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of the new Vietnam travel videos that will be coming up next. And thank you guys so much, and hope you guys have a great day, and hope you guys have a happy holiday season. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. One thing though, I want to say before we end, I'm a huge University of Michigan fan, and I want to say go blue. Go blue. And yesterday we just won the Big Ten championship 3 years in a row, and so awesome. Congratulations. So I had to throw that in, and let's do that. We're on the road to the national championship. We're going to get there, and we're going to win it.
All right, we're going to win it. Go blue.
Go blue.
Bye. Okay, so I guess we need a shot of the thumbnails. So I'll just be like this.
Okay, what do you want me to be?
That's all. Okay.